Hey ladies, are you of a certain kind of age? I'm talking about over 40, right? And weight just doesn't come off as it used to, as quickly as it used to. And sometimes we might even have a hard time buttoning our pants, right? And we might feel bad about ourselves or just don't feel as pretty as we would like to feel. Yeah, that's perfectly normal. Our hormones shift as we get more, as I'll say, seasoned in our years. And our muscle mass goes down, not substantially, but it does go down. We might not be getting as much sleep. There are so many reasons why we might be gaining weight. But the good thing is about it, that we can make changes. I know that it can be difficult, but the thing is, we can make changes. I work with women all the time, and I hear and help women deal with weight loss, and I know the struggles. Like it's not easy for me either. Trust me, it is not easy. I had to make some adjustments, and over years, it made a difference. It didn't happen overnight. It happened. It took its time, but I just had to do what worked best for me. And that's what I want you to think about and to do. Don't focus on what the latest fad is or what your friend might be doing. I don't know. You just focus on what your body does. I think sometimes we get caught up into thinking, well, this worked for her, but you don't have the same body as that person, right? So it may not work. I'm not going to say it won't, but it may not work. So really listen to your body, pay attention to your body. And one thing I know, some things that I know help me is getting enough sleep is really helpful because it allows my body to rejuvenate. It allows me just to just be able to chill. When I say enough sleep, I'm talking about at least 7 hours. I'm not going to say I get 8 hours, but I'll say 7 hours. And though I get every day, not all the time, but I can tell you when I do, I'm more refreshed, my mind is clear, and I'm more focused. And also is to do like maybe some physical activity if you're able. You may not be able to. I don't know what your circumstances are, but just if you don't do physical activity, and when I say physical activity, it could be walking, it could mean doing house chores. Yes, house chores can make a difference. So don't think that doing house chores don't count, because they do. So even if it's like 10 minutes, that's fine. And if you gradually increase your physical activity up to 15 minutes, you might want to dance around. I don't know, whatever it is that you like to do, but make sure it's fun, because if it's fun, you're more likely to do it. And people might think, house chores? How fun could that be? People like doing house chores. I ain't one of them, but people do like doing house chores. But I tend to work out with weights and whatever. That kind of works for me, but that may not work for you. So make sure you get enough sleep, okay? And decrease stress. That's another thing that really matters with that weight gain, because you think about that, the cortisone, and it's like it's a weight gain hormone, right? So remember, our hormones shift, and if we don't get a hold of our hormones, then that can, in some cases, that can cause weight gain. So let's try to minimize the amount of stress that we have in our life, because it's only going to do us good in the long run to minimize that stress. We can't get rid of it because life happens and there's just so much craziness in the world we have today. But really want you to focus on taking care of yourself, because it's women, we tend to be caregivers and we take care of everybody else, and we tend to put our health in the back seat. But it's important for us to stop doing that, or to minimize us doing that, and just prioritize our health. It takes practice, and that's something that I'll talk with us later in a video. But I know I work with women all the time, and I know, being a woman myself, I know how it is. You got family. When I say family, you got kids, friends. You have a whole bunch of stuff that we have to deal with, but we have to prioritize. And what I would say is to start doing something that you enjoy, even if it's 10 minutes. They say, as far as physical activity, 150 minutes a week is that's what they suggest. And that 150 minutes, let's just say, I wouldn't expect you to do it if you haven't been doing it in a week, but just to gradually go up to 150 minutes. It might take you some time, but do 10 minutes at time of 15, however you want to do it. But just make sure you do it at some time. And then maybe meditate. That's something that I tend to do. Meditate. It's only 5 minutes, but I take a 5 minute break to I'll close my eyes and I'll inhale, exhale several times for like 5 minutes and just really focus on the breath. And that tends to help me, that calms me down. And it does other things, but we can talk about that in another video. But right now, I want you to really not beat yourself up about your weight gain, because it can come off and it will come off. It's just you have to decide and know what's best for your body in order for it to come off. Don't expect it to come overnight, because sometimes when it comes off quickly, it gets back on just as quick, especially if we have stressful events or maybe some medical issues. So I want you to take care of yourself, and please let me know what you would like to hear in the next video.